What's up, DJ fan? Welcome to another video on our channel. Welcome to another episode of Start to Spin. My name is Diego, also known as DJ Pretty Boy, alongside my boy Shay, also known as DJ Shay. And together we open this spot to talk about DJ related content such as pro reviews, tips and tricks, just tell our stories and share it with you guys so we can share some knowledge. So if you're a new DJ or a seasoned DJ, this is the spot to be. And with that being said, let's roll this intro.
Start to spin, feel the vibe. Pretty boy and Shay, we ride. Tune in now, don't be late. Every Thursday, more cats.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another video on our channel. Welcome to another episode of Start to Spin. Today, we're gonna talk about answering questions that I saw in YouTube group, DJs helping DJs, and other sources of social media. So I've decided to put it all together, about 20 questions. But I got a special guest. As you can see, Shay is not here today, but I got somebody else that could definitely help me answering all these questions. So let's get Buddy in here. And thank you, Buddy, for showing up one more time to the show. It's always great to have you and pick your brain out a little bit.
As always, it's great to be here. Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right. So let me go ahead and add this real quick. Let's remove this and add this, and let's head on to the questions. So let's put it like this. So first question is, if your hard drive dies, you didn't back it up, and you lose 4 years worth of music downloads. When I read it, it hurt me. How do you start over? Do you like re-download everything, or do you get Tidal or any whatever subscription that requires require internet access at all performances, or order as many CDs as you can, and I guess rip them? Okay, so what will you do? What will you do, buddy? In your case,
well, first thing first, I have multiple hard drives. Hard drive space has come down a lot in costs. That's first thing. That's no excuse whatsoever. But if I did lose everything everywhere, the services I pay for, you can get recovered music from a lot of the services. Now, promo only, they only keep the music backlog for a while, and that's all up on their cloud system. Can you go back to music from 2020? No, I have it on hard drives here saved. But the thing is that, if I got something that happened and it's a past 6 months, I can go back a few months and get every download I have from promo only and re-download it. The other one also is Extendamix. As long as you're paying the monthly fee for Extendamix, you can go back and download your library, what you're missing. So it's one of the things that, again, hard drive spaces are so cheap right now. There's really no excuse you can say. You can get a Samsung solid state drive, especially when they have Amazon has their crazy sales going on. You can get fairly cheap a 2 terabyte or 4 terabyte. I always get 4 terabytes because one, I have a lot of videos. And the other part is that I much rather have more space than not. And MP3s don't take much. WAV files take a little more. So if you're going WAV file, a little larger file versus MP3s. Streaming, especially Tidal. Tidal has said that, and it's told DJs, do not use it at gigs. It's not for public use. And this gets in the whole entire thing saying that, well, a wedding or a birthday party is a private event. It says in there to use it at home. That unless you're having the wedding at your house and you have a few friends over, fine and great. If you're having it somewhere, you're getting paid for it. Legally, it's a private event, yes, but you're being paid for it. And this is a thing that I'm not a lawyer. I don't play one on TV. But again, if they're telling you don't do that, I wouldn't do it. Like that's me. I just if a place is telling you something, I wouldn't do it.
Got you. All right. So before I answer, let's hit the comments real quick. Shay, see he said, yes, sir. What's up, Shay? I know you can
What's
watch,
up, Shay?
you can watch, but you couldn't hop on. So, but we'll see you next week. Now, Ballet Folclórico, Mi Herencia Mexicana said, "What's up? What's up? Welcome to the show." And I think because he put "What's up, buddy?" so he knows you. All right,
Welcome.
you have a follower here. Welcome, welcome. What's up, Smiley?
Oh, Smiley's
Yeah.
there. There we go.
What up, Chin? Welcome to the show. You guys feel free to answer the questions as well if you want. You guys can put it on the comment. We'll make sure
And
to read it.
I'm very glad. I'm very glad you said the name of that one watcher, because it's Spanish and I don't speak Spanish, so I didn't want to screw up a name, and that's why I
Yeah.
don't do quinceañeras.
Yeah, no, I
One of the main
understand.
things, I don't want to say bad things and screw someone's name up. So thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little scared of saying ballet because that's English, it's not Spanish. But Mi
Oh, yeah,
Herencia Mexicana, yeah.
it's Spanglish. It's both.
Yeah, it's English. Yeah, so, but yeah, we said it right. So now you know Mi Herencia Mexicana. That's what it says. All right, so
Well, let's have you say it.
yeah. whatever. So for me, when I read it, I was like, wow, how is this possible? When I first started, I didn't have backups of everything. I only had one, which my computer, and that's it. But then later on, I started noticing like what would happen if my computer dies. Because one time my computer froze, but not my DJ computer, my work computer froze, and then I lost everything from my work computer. But it's my work computer. I didn't really care for it. So that jumped into my Mac, and I was like, what happens if my Mac breaks or freezes? Then I have nothing. So I decided to get two hard drives, and they're both 2 terabytes, and just copy all of my music there and mirror it. So I have three plus my computer, four. I have four sources. But in the case that, like you said, like it happened that I lose all my music, just like you said, my DJ pools, the ones that I use, they do have they're like type of like a cloud. So you go to that cloud and it shows you everything you have downloaded throughout like your subscription years or whatever, and then you can re-download it if you want. Now, if the song is no longer available, then yeah, you lose it. But you have the ability to at least regather majority of the music that you have in subscription. Now with Tidal or BeatSource, Beatport, all of those streaming services, I've always said I have a membership with BeatSource, but I've always said it in all of my videos and the shows. Never use it as your main source. Always use it as a backup. So now with Tidal, I know there's a lot of things going on with Tidal. I hear a lot of DJs like complaining about Tidal and stuff, and rightfully so. You're paying for a service that you can't really use unless you're at home, which then is not really a big use to it, at least for as DJs that do perform. But I use BeatSource, and the only reason I use it is if I don't have a song. Like if they come request a song and they say, "Hey, can you play this song?" I'm not gonna play it from their phone. I'm not gonna play it from my phone. So if I have it on BeatSource, I'll play it from there. Mind you, it needs to have internet. If there's no internet, then I'm not playing. I'm sorry, I don't have it. But if the venue has internet, then I have to make sure first I run a speed test. I need to make sure that it's fast enough. I don't want a laggy song. Play one song and then it starts singing and boom, stops for like a couple seconds and it plays again. So I have to run a speed test on the specific Wi-Fi that I'm using, and then if it's good, then I'll use it. But again, it's not my main source; it's my backup. You should never use it as a main source. And the last thing, order many CDs as you can, rip them. I mean, especially with older music, if you find CDs, then yeah, put them into MP3s. Like, rip them, put them into MP3s. But at least for me, if you ever find it in a DJ pool or in a better version, then get it and then delete the one that you were using, because I think I every given point, as long as you're growing and bettering your music, bettering yourself, that's the most important part. What do you think for CDs?
One of the things, also, I guess because I go back to it, I remember carrying milk crates around with records. And if I didn't have something, I would tell someone, I'm sorry, I don't have it. And
Mhm.
I don't have a problem telling someone, I'm sorry, I don't have a song, or I can see if I can get it. I never guarantee someone a song. So
Mhm.
it's one of the things that I feel a lot of DJs that, they rely on streaming, or they go to, oh, look, I can do this. There was a time when you didn't have it with you. You didn't have it. You got to wait till next time. I got to wait till I go to the record store and buy it. So it's just one of the things I feel that people expect that, but sometimes you just have to say, hey, I can't get it right now. I don't have it right now. Why don't you select something else? I have tons of music. When you're bringing a hard drive of, let's say, a terabyte of music, that's a lot of music,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
you can't tell me you don't have something else on there that someone they would like to hear as well. I'm sure you
Yeah,
do.
like maybe a different song from the same singer. It don't have to be the specific song you want to what you want to hear because I mean I don't have it, but it could be. Look, I can't play that song because I don't have it, but however, I can play this song from him. If that's cool with you, so yeah, there's other ways to say no to a client without saying no. Like because you give them like solutions to the problem. But again, overall, and I think you and I agree, should always have backups of your backups and don't use streaming services as your main source, or don't use title at all at an event because you're not supposed to. So I think we agree on that one. We both agree on that one. Let's go to the second one. Okay, so how are you guys DJing? Most of the DJs I have talked to, they say they play songs from intro to outro. So basically, they're standing for like 4 minutes straight doing nothing. What is the best? What is the best way to DJ? What's your input on that? And I know that there's a lot of people that do it different, and there's a lot of DJs that have very hard set in stone way of DJing and don't like other ways. So, what's your best way, or how do you think is the best way to do it?
It's 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 one of the things. Depends, and that's the biggest part right there. It depends on what's going on. Now, some songs, yeah, you go in and go out a little quicker than others. But I probably say most of my songs, usually 80% to 90% played. But you're not just standing there or sitting there or waiting for time. You're doing other things too, and you're always, the way I was always taught is to think 3 or 4 songs ahead. So I may have on the screen the song I'm playing, the next song ready, queued up, ready to go, and I'm making sure I'm getting beating the match, matching the beat, and beat matching, and then
Mhm.
where do I want to come in on that song, and then I have the third song ready to go, and then I'm thinking of another song. So I'm always trying to be a few steps ahead of
Mhm.
what's happening, and playing most of the song, I think, for a wedding, a birthday party, stuff like that. People are coming there to listen to the music. If you're doing a club or something like that, again, what are you playing? Now, here's one of the caveats I always look at. My wife, my lovely wife, Tracy, who works with me, she's going to a concert tomorrow night. She's going to go see Ghost.
Okay.
Ghost is rock, heavy metal, cool stuff. She likes it. There's a couple of songs I like. When you go to a concert, they're not playing 20 seconds of a song and that's it. Because that 3-hour concert goes down to half hour and they're done. You're going to go there, they're going to do stuff. Yeah, there's breaks between songs and stuff because they're bands, a little different than a DJ.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they take breaks or anything like that, sit back and have a drink and have a 5-course meal or whatever between songs. But if you can make it coherent between song to song and make the songs sound good and have a nice flow with things, playing, a good majority of the song for people to enjoy, why not? And again, I know it's tons of DJs, they're basically intro, chorus, verse, and by the second chorus comes on, they're already going to the next song. And I feel that, to me, that's slamming music together. And I see a lot of DJs, I watch them, and they're just taking songs slam, 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 slam.
Mhm.
Versus I'm trying to think of flows of music. So I'm trying to look, okay, this is 128 BPM. I can go up to 130. I can go down to 126. How do I get this in here? I can pitch adjust it. Let's get the beat going, and let's go on and let's have the rhythm going with stuff. And that's one of the things I try to do. It's always try to have stuff. But sometimes, again, you do a dead drop. Sometimes you do a few tricks. But I just feel that 80% of a song, that's usually 80 to 90% is a sweet spot for me. Now, what someone else wants to do, it's entirely up to them. But again, it all boils and it depends.
Yeah, mind you guys, we're just answering these questions to what we do. That doesn't mean that it's the best way to do it. It's just the way that works for us. Everyone has different ways, and like for me, somewhat agree with Buddy in regards to this, because at least for me, when it comes to weddings, I DJ different than I would DJ a quince. A quince for me it's like DJing wise, it's more fun because I get to do more of a quick mix, because the crowd that I have is kids, mainly it's kids. So kids have a short time attention span. So they're like TikTok minded. So you have to play. You can't play a whole song because they only know parts of a song, unless those are very, very, like international big songs.
Yeah, that's because they watch TikTok. I run into this, my granddaughter. She would sing a song, and I would get the song and play the whole song. She only knows part of it because she heard it on TikTok. I'm like, you need to learn the whole song. You need to understand there's more than just 20 seconds to a song. So these are kids being, I feel, gypped out of a lot of music, and they're not able to listen to and enjoy a song.
Yeah. So exactly, but to my point is the fact that the kids only know parts of the song, and if you put more than whatever they know, they leave, or they're like just like start doing this, and then it just takes one of the kids to leave, everyone follows. As opposed to a wedding, it's not. It's more. I feel like weddings are, you can play the song longer. They're older too. They're adults. They'll enjoy the music more, like the whole song. They can probably sing the whole songs too, because that's what we're used to. Listen to almost the whole song, if not. But it's just funny how the difference, especially when it comes to like hip hop or reggaeton. There's parts where those parts needs to be played, and after that it just the flow drops. So you need to be out of that one at this certain point, because it doesn't work. So again, for quinces, I do more of a quick mixing. Not the whole time though. Not the whole time. Don't get me wrong. Not the whole time. On peak hour, that's when I start doing this quick mixing. But besides that, since I do quinces, the majority of Hispanics, I cater to the adults. So I do like the salsa, merengue, cumbias, and all of that is almost like, almost more than half of the song, and then to the next one. But I don't never play the whole song. I've never played a whole song, unless, have I ever played a whole song? Probably not. Have you ever played a full song? Well, you know what? Maybe those sing along ones, like we were talking about on Dwayne's show, like Sweet Caroline. I think that's a song that you could just play. Like
Sweet Caroline, usually I throw that during dinner.
Oh,
I like
okay,
later half of dinner. I throw that later half of dinner.
I threw it at a wedding as the last song, because and I feel like it's okay to just let her play. Let her play the whole thing, because it's the last song anyways. So
songs again, even like Pink Pony Club. I know one of my friends also on my show on the DJ Roundtable, Matt. He said in some of the postings that you only play remix and only play part of it. And I have video of people from the very first part when it starts all the way through. I recorded that they're singing along to probably about 75% of the song. And that to me is one of the things that there are certain songs that people love singing to and having fun with, Mr. Brightside, stuff like that. Other stuff, like a little quicker, like more EDM kind of feel stuff or higher BPM stuff. Yeah, again, there's a little more off roads, a little more off ramps to get onto songs and off songs. But the thing is that, again, I still like to do most of the song. Even like Sandstorm, I like doing most of Sandstorm because people will get out there and they have fun with it.
Yeah. Mr. Brightside is definitely another one that I feel comfortable just letting it play, the whole song, because I know it's work. Everybody knows that everybody's yelling in the dance floor, jumping, like it's crazy. So
Don't Stop
I guess,
Believing.
yeah, that's another one. So it's not every song, I guess, that you could let play the whole thing. Like I said, it's just this specific songs. When I say specific, I don't want anybody thinking it's just like few. There's a lot, but it's very specific songs that people know and they will sing the whole thing, and it's fine.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of sing along songs. Piano Man. You can get into Bohemian Rhapsody. There's a certain songs that people love singing along to. But even again, like it's before, don't stop the music. Shut Up and Dance. It's there's certain songs I play. I Love It from Iconopop.
Yeah.
Those songs right there. Those are all higher BPM songs, but I play most of the song, and then I'm mixing into another song that's a similar BPM. So I can go from like I Had Some Help all the way down to September in 5 songs, 6 songs, and it sounds great and people are having fun. And when you're your 6th song in September, now you got grandma and aunt so-and-so or uncle so-and-so coming to dance floor, and then you start getting into a little disco groove. So it's one of the things I look at music as a journey. And if you're in a car driving, you want stuff to give you a nice rhythm and fun. But if it's really, really quick, really fast, this is not IndyCar. This is not, hey, we're doing 200 miles an hour. Let's have a nice, good pace and continue on, enjoy, and let people enjoy that music.
Yeah, and Mi Herencia Mexicana says that obviously besides playing music, they also do the DMX lighting. So that also. So I guess in this sense, some DJs, and I used to do that before, go into like song mode, so they don't really do DMXing that much. So I guess that's why this person said they just stand there for 4 minutes straight doing nothing. Not necessarily because, like Buddy said, as you might think we're not doing anything, but we're thinking what song we're gonna play next after setting up already the next song. Because you listen to one song and there's another song already set up, and there's another song that might be coming, and then there's another song that you gotta think that could go based on everything that you have. And now, mind you, that sometimes you might have a song in your head that you like, oh, it's definitely gonna play. It's definitely gonna, it's gonna be a hit. But then you see that your dance floor is getting, I don't know, tired, or it's slowing down a little bit. It changes your perspective so quick. Then you change the song. You change to a different song. So there's so many things going on in your head that doesn't mean that you're just because you're standing there, you're not doing anything. You're always thinking. Your brain is always thinking. As a DJ, it's always thinking. So for this guy, I don't know who it is. I just found it. It's not like we're not doing anything. And you'll find out once you start being more into like the DJ, once you start DJing and being more seasoned, you'll find out that you're never gonna stop thinking. That's the first thing. Like, I think like that is the most, besides your knees hurting and your legs being so tired and your back hurting, I think we just end up very drained out from like just thinking so many songs. What can go here? What can go here? There's so many things going on, and I mean,
Well,
you and I.
You should be reading the dance floor. If you have, again, you have a group of people out there. You have a group of Indian people. Okay, I want to get some Bollywood out there, or I know I have a good group of Spanish people. What can I put in there? Okay, well, I'm going to do some generic stuff because I don't know where they're from, and they're from Puerto Rico, and I put it on cumbia. They're like, I don't like this stuff. This is not my jam. So I'm going to put more generic stuff on there, but Spanish stuff, I want to have stuff that's going to, hit.
Yeah, definitely. And sometimes, I mean, sometimes they look Hispanic and they're not. So
But a lot of people dance
it
to it.
happened to me. It happened to me. I thought like I went to I was eating a party and then there was this little group and I thought they were Hispanics. So I started playing some Hispanic music and they turned out to be Middle Eastern people. I was like, oh, okay, well, in that case, and then I just, I mixed the Hispanic with like type of like Bollywood type of music. So I just like blended, and then they started like bopping to it. So, but those little mistakes that I assume that they look Hispanic, so I thought they were Hispanic. But yeah, you don't know where they're from. Like, yeah, correct. So
No, that's why you try and go generic. You try to go mainstream stuff that
Yeah.
everyone knows. Even again, even someone from Poland knows Danze Kudo. They know that they can get
Yeah.
into it. They know Elvis Clipslow and Suavemente. They know that stuff, so they can hit that and be like, oh yeah, we're gonna hit this, boom, and get out there and
Yeah.
dance and have fun.
Yeah, and once they dance, you can tell if they're Hispanic or not. Yeah.
I don't judge. I just play music.
Chin says, good thing I have a Dell laptop, but the problem is that it was used to be, it was used to be for school, but not anymore. Right now, I have two laptops, one for backup and song editing, and the other one is for DJing and gaming. Okay.
See,
what about you? Do you have two laptops?
I would say keep your business laptop separate from anything else, because that is making you money. So like my laptops, they are custom built gaming laptops. So I have one is 3 years old, one is going to be 4 years old in September. I still have on both of them, because the one 4 years ago, I got the first RTX 3080 video cards, and the other one has a 3080 video card. And the reason why I went high video cards is because of it crunches numbers very easily, especially with DJ software. And if you're doing stuff like stems, you want to crunch numbers and you want to work through those music very quickly, especially music videos.
Yeah.
I keep those computers, those two laptops, separate from everything else. I have 4 laptops for the business. I have 2 same computer. One is like 9 months newer than the other one. Both the same computer from the same company. I have a third one, which is a I want to say that's a Dell, I have a Dell. That right there is done for gobos. That all it does is gobos. All it does. And does stuff for wedding shows, for slideshows, so it's business only. And then I have a third one, a backup, just in case I need it for something else. So when I do an event, I always bring 2 laptops with me. Sometimes I have all 4. If I'm doing 3 setups, one for ceremony, one for cocktail, and one for the main area for reception, I have the tablet for the ceremony, but I still have a backup computer just in case the tablet dies. And then I have a computer for cocktail. They have a computer for the main reception. I could do, again, I would definitely recommend whatever computers you use for the business, keep it separate from anything else, because you don't want anything happen to them, because that's what makes you money.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have 4 computers, but I have 2. So I have this one, which is my Mac, and I use it only for DJing, and anything else that has to do with like, contracts and anything else, I use my Windows computer, which is my work computer. I use that one. So yeah, I also keep those 2 different. I don't do anything else with my Mac besides my DJ stuff. Everything else, it's on my other computer. So I agree with you on that one too.
Well, if I add all my computers for business, this computer here that I have here in the office, this is a huge tower that I have multiple screens on it. I have screens go around me, basically around me. That's used for business. So I have tons and tons of hard drive space, but also tons and tons of computers, because it makes me money.
Correct.
And I want to protect my investment. And that's the thing, is that just protect yourself. Make sure you have, extra computers. It sounds funny, but it's something happens.
Yeah. Smiley says he uses 3 laptops, only use them for DJing, a Surface Pro for ceremonies, and 2 gigabyte laptops to DJ. Yep. So he has three And that's good. You know, because you never know with computers, you never know when they're gonna do you dirty. So it's always good to have backups of backups. Always. Let's hop on to the next question because we're like 30 minutes already. We're only done two. I love this. All right, so let's go. Number 3. What kind of cloud services are you using to store your music, not just on a thumb drive, but on cloud as well? Do you use any cloud services? No. Okay. I have iCloud, but I only have there, I want to say like 100 songs. That's all I have in there. Yeah, you use you use your hard drives. I have like 100 songs in that one just in case, and that's it. I don't really put much music into the cloud like Buddy. I have backup of backup of a backup, so I'm good to go. Like if I, let's say if I lose the one that I deal with constantly, then I have one in my other backpack that it always goes with me to every gig. And if I lose that one, I just call my wife and be like, "Hey, can you bring me the one that's in the desk? Because the one that's here with the it says backup, it's here, and everything is in there. So I have no worries that if I miss one or misplace one or lose one, I'm good. I know that I'm set. So maybe another backup might be better, might be nice, but three for now is good. So on that one, we will go ahead and go to the next one. How do you word in your contract that feeding the vendor is required? Lately, people have been telling me they refuse to allow me through the buffet and provide vendor meal. Well, I don't personally, I don't expect to get fed. I don't expect to get fed. Usually what I do is I show up early, I set up, we test everything. Once it's done, we go outside and we go to like McDonald's or whatever, anywhere. We eat, we come back, we're already fed. If they feed us, great. If they don't, then it's fine because we already ate. And then after the gig, McDonald's run again. So that's what we do. I don't require, so it's not in my contract. What about you? But I know you probably think the same way as me.
Yeah, I'm a fat guy. I'm not going to waste away. I'm not going to pass out. You know, you have to be self-sufficient, and not to sound bad. A photographer, I can see, videographer, I can see because they're with the couple like all day, especially if they have a ceremony off-site. But you have to be, as a vendor, you have to be self-sufficient. And one of the things like Tracy does, we have a little pack. She has protein bars in there. So I can't remember the one I get. It's called Blueberry Cobbler. It has like a white chocolate coating. It has a blueberry and cinnamon, crispies in there. And okay, I have 3 of them in there. I eat like 1 or 2 of them. I'll have some water, or I'll have some pop. It's and for you guys outside Chicago, pop is soda. We don't call it soda here. We call it pop. But I have water, or have a Coke or whatever. But I'm not there to eat. Now, do I get fed? Sure, I'm sure you get fed. Vendor, sometimes people are like, no, I gotta get you a vendor meal, or the facility comes over, oh, you gotta eat this. Then okay, fine, great, I'll partake. But I'm not demanding I need to be in the line. And I've had places that people have bought us vendor meals, and some of them just, I remember one, a photographer, Tracy, went to eat because I'm like, I don't want it. It was a sandwich in a plastic box, and the photographer eating it, he said it was the only dry/wet sandwich he ever had. So it was soggy and dry at the same time. You couldn't understand how you could do that. So it's like, I'm not relying upon eating at the venue. Kind of like you, eat something beforehand. If you need to eat, bring some snacks, bring a little cooler of juice boxes or whatever you need, and have some, have something to eat or drink, and then afterwards, I know a lot of guys and girls that go to, Quick Trip up in Wisconsin or McDonald's or, Five Guys. Oh, like Five Guys not open that late, or In and Out in California, or whatever is your poison to go to for food. Go afterwards. There's a lot of places open 24/7.
Yeah, we usually hit either McDonald's or we go to if we're feeling fancy, we go to IHOP. So that's what we do. If we're feeling fancy.
Denny's.
You know what? I've only eaten Denny's once.
Really?
And it's just like IHOP, yeah, but only once. And I have one like literally 5 minutes from my house, but I never go to that one. I always go to IHOP. I don't know. I just like I guess
they're similar. It's
stupid similar.
Stuff.
Yeah. Let's go to the next one. Do you run your music directly from your controller or do you use external mixer, and why? For me, I always use external mixer. It allows me, I feel like it has a better sound card, one, and two, it allows me for more outputs, pretty much, and more mics, or if I need to, for an instrument or something like that, how I can use my mixer. So I don't run it directly. I used to before, of course, when I first started, because I didn't know any better. But now I rather use an external mixer, and I'm pretty sure that, buddy, you can elaborate better on that.
I don't run an external mixer. I go directly out.
Directly out. Okay.
I still have my CDJs. My mixer had four channels, so two for music, two additional backup channels for if I need additional microphones, and that had two microphone inputs. My SX2 had two mic inputs, 4 channels. So again, 2 channels for music. So I could put 4 microphones on that. And then my XZ has 2 channels with suppression. And then I have 2 additional sound channels that I've run microphones on and EQ it out, and not a problem. If you're getting good equipment, and again, that's all Pioneer stuff, but Denon has good equipment, especially you go into the Rane stuff. You go into a lot of your better brands. The sound card there is not so much in the controller; it's what's in your computer, because your controller is basically telling the computer this is what you're doing to manipulate the software. The sound that's coming out of there is actually through your sound card, and then you're coming out your sound card back into the controller and out. So your computer is doing all the sound processing. It just sending the information through the controller out into whatever, into directly the speaker, into a mixer. But yeah, I never ran an external mixer unless I had someone like they wanted to have a ton of mics, or if I'm running and I had to for certain events because it don't have a lot of space or whatever, is the Hercules little mini controller I have. I have it. I have 2 of them. I love them. That has basically a headphone jack out. So I'm doing headphone jack to XLR. That would go into a separate small little mixer. I have Allen Heath mixer, the Z6 mixer. So it's technically a 6-channel mixer. Okay, fine, great, no problem. I'll connect 2 mics onto that and have music source. I have 3 inputs. Boom, 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 done. But running from a controller into a mixer, I feel it adds complications. And then you have another volume control versus I'm going right off the board. So if I'm at 2 or 3 on the board on my controller, I'm not going, okay, when am I on the mixer and saying, okay, fine, great, I need to go to up higher in the mixer and do this. And they have another EQ to worry about. I want the main EQ and the EQ for that channel, and that way I can take care of everything. Because think about this: if you go to going back to the sound for a concert, if you go to a concert, they're going into a mix board, out that mix board out into your single processors, into your sound. So you're not going from one mixer to another mixer. They don't really do that. They go into inputs into the mixer.
Direct.
They mix it. They edit the sound. They EQ it, and they send out to a DSP. The DSP then processes it, tells it the speakers what to do, where to go, and that works that way. And kind of do the same thing with what I do. I'm taking the music in, EQing it at the board, sending it out, and using the processing of either the speaker if it has a processor, or if I'm looking at what I'm doing, what can I do with that speaker? So there's just so many things there, but I would never think of doing an external mixer all the time. To me, again, just adds complication. But that's me.
Okay, so yeah, so in summary, depending on the equipment that you're running, you don't need it. But if you want, you can use it. It's not necessary. But again, it depends on the equipment that you're using. If you're using a high-end, usually any controller, I believe that's over $1,000. They're pretty good. And like you said, it comes out of the computer anyways. So if you have a really good computer, then the sound should be fun. Not fun. Should be fine. That's what I meant to say. Fine, not fun. Well, yeah, it should be fun too.
Should be fun too. It should be fun and fine.
Yeah, that. Let me get to this one right here. I run an external. It helps videographers to hook up for sound for their videos. Yeah, I mean when I have see, that's the thing though, at least for me, there's two options. You can use an external mixer, or you can just tell them to use the mix out from one of your, well, at least for my speakers, because I have the 44 G2s. Use the mix out, and then.
Well, the other thing you could do is you can do out, if you're not running a monitor, you run out of the monitor. You can go right out your monitor. That's your main. And most controllers, if you have a decent sized controller, usually it's XLR, and then you have another set of RCA right next to it, which are RCA mains out. So you can go XLR out to your speaker, and then RCA out to whoever recording device the videographer is using. Now, again, if you really want to have something you control the volume for them, and it's not affecting your main out, you can go your monitor out and run it that way. Now, when I do like wireless speaker systems, if I'm doing directly wireless and not adding speakers, then I do the XLR into the wireless system. But if I'm doing it separately, I would either use those extra RCA to XLR, or I use the monitor out. But I've never ran into a problem, never had a problem with a videographer. I always offer them off the board sound right out of the controller. Not a problem.
Got you. Like, yeah, me too. So for my T7 has both, has the XLR and RCA, and my SX2, you have it too. It has both. The only thing is with me is that my SX2, it's in my lavish booth. It's already like this. So I've never had a videographer or a photographer come up to me before the event starts. They usually come to me when the event is, like, I don't even see them. I don't even know where they are. All I know is that there's a tripod right next to my stuff. That's all I see from them. I don't know where they are, what they're doing, but once the event starts, they show up. I'm not gonna take my thing. I can't do that. So I just either tell them to use that mix out from there, or if I mean I could have because my external mixer has the out too, RCA out. I can do that too, but I wish that they will be a little more mindful. I don't know if they're used to like people having those normal booth with what's it called? The Rockville booth that has like the stand right here that you put your stuff on top. Yeah, so something like that. I don't know, and maybe they don't think about it, but I don't know. It happens to me all the time. I don't see them. I don't know where they are, but once the event starts, they show up, and there's people there.
I have a road case, and I have everything all pre-wired, so I have always connected booth out. Both of those, which are a 1/4 inch out into XLR, and then I have the RCAs out to 3.5 millimeter or 1/8 jack, headphone jack. So I can go, will you want XLR or do you want 1/8? you know,
Yeah. So
and they say 1/8. It's rather RCA left and right into the headphone jack, right? Usually they have the little recorder, plug
yeah,
right into the side, boom, done over. If it's XLR, I'm like, okay, do you want a combination of both left and right, or you just want left or you want right? And they want a combination. I have adapter, put the adapter on, XLR right into the side of the recorder. But it's one of the things, they're always hardwired there. So if someone comes up to me even last minute and says, "Hey,
mhm.
I want to record off your," not a problem. Okay, what do you want to record onto? So they have a headphone jack and they have XLR, which is usually standard. They want RCA or something like that, something different. Then I'm like, okay, this is the tool you got. You know, what do you want to do? You know, I give them options, but I always have it plugged in. I always have. Only thing I don't have plugged in is the main XLR for the speakers. But everything all
always,
powered, all plugged in, ready to go.
there's always that one time that you find someone that you give him three options and he's like, oh, but I need this one, like a fourth option that like you don't have. There's always that
Yeah.
person.
I had
So
someone
that's
ask for someone asked me for HDMI. I'm like,
oh,
HDMI.
what?
I'm like, HDMI off my. You want the videos off there? You're not listening to what's on the board. There's no HDMI output on a controller. Well, the other DJ gave me HDMI. I'm like, yeah, off his computer, and you got basically just, I don't know, bumpkiss off of. You got nothing.
Yeah,
You know,
I don't know why they will ask for HDMI. That's crazy.
I
Chin said,
don't try to deal with it.
mi tío, my uncle, has a Pioneer 1000 that has external input for photographers. Yeah, I wanted to get the 1000, but I wanted the gold version. And when I tried to get it, it was already sold out. So I was like, all right, I guess it's not for me. So I didn't get it, but the 1000 looks nice. Okay, so let's go to the next one. As a DJ business, is it better to have an LLC or a DBA? What if it's just a side hustle? What do you think? I'll let you speak on this one first, because
Do you know what DBA is?
yeah, doing business as. Yeah,
Well,
so
DBA,
I know both, but
DBA is not a legal term, and if you look at taxes, it's either a sole proprietorship. DBA means you're doing business as this company. That's not how a business is notified as. So LLC, limited liability corp. You have a C corp, which is a standard corporation. You have an LLC, and then you have a couple other smaller ones, and then you have sole proprietorship. So sole proprietorship, which is what I am. I'm legally liable and obligated for taxes. I'm
Mhm.
legally liable and obligated for anything that should happen to the business. My wife is too. Now, a limited liability corporation shields you from certain legal aspects. And this is where you get into a lawyer and you get into, you need to incorporate or not. And what incorporation do you do? Every state's a little different. So something definitely you want to talk to a lawyer about.
Mhm.
But I can
But
tell you that
if you can nutshell it, like what, like
I
between
can
those
tell you that
two.
I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing sole proprietorship. It all
Mhm.
boils down to how much exposure you want. Now, I never look. You never want to look at a business as a side hustle. It's your
Mhm.
business. You get
Yeah.
out of it what you put into it, and you have to treat it as a business. A corporation, again, limits you on liability side. So if someone wants to sue you because you hurt someone and they sue above your insurance, then they go after you personally. If you have a corporation, then they go after the corporation, and the corporation has to pay.
Mhm. Yeah. So
And
you're
then
LLC in this case.
yes, that's what
Mhm.
LLC is limited, but there's limited liability.
Yeah.
A C corp, which is like your big corporations, then they're fully liable. But again, it's going to change your insurance. It's going to change how you do things. You have to do you have to have a board. You have to have meetings. You have to have a lawyer present at those meetings. So how complicated you want to go into. But I would, if you're thinking about that, if you're worrying about that, pay a few bucks for a business lawyer, pay the fee, have them go through it, have them walk through, and you can ask them questions. But I definitely would say if you're worried about it, talk to someone who's a business lawyer who incorporates businesses. It may cost you a few bucks, but 100%, do I need to do this? Do I want to do this? Because it's a lot of things to do. and you
Mhm.
need to know the full potential and everything you need to have for that.
Yeah, and I mean, you also, first of all, you need to have the business for that. You know, yeah. This one, it's a it's to think about. And like you said, you need like a lawyer, like a legal advisor, someone that's better off. I put it here because it was there, so I was like, I nobody can talk about this because
It's a good question, and again,
yeah,
it's one of the things, especially you getting your taxes and stuff like that. How you doing your taxes? That's another thing. If you're doing taxes, a taxes on an LLC or an S corp is totally different way of doing it than as a sole proprietor. So, like you're doing like quarterly estimated taxes when you get into
yeah,
businesses. So every quarter, you got to pay your state and your federal government money. In some
mhm,
states, you got to charge a sales tax. Some states you got to pay taxes separately. Some counties, when you're a corporation, so that's the thing. That's why I said the best thing to do if you're thinking about it, talk to a lawyer, talk to, someone in your area that's
yeah.
incorporated to find out, because there's a lot of legal stuff you have to go through, a lot of hoops and a lot of money you got to put out to make sure you get done right.
Yep, definitely. I cannot speak for a DBA because I've never done that. But LLC, yeah. But again, like my buddy says, using the legal advisor, a lawyer, or one of those people that can actually definitely tell you which one will be best for you on what are you trying to accomplish. But yeah,
One other thing you can talk to a lot of the small business advisories through your state and federal government. There's a small business advisory board that
mhm,
helps you and walks you through things as a small business. So you're not stepping on minefields. It gives you a clear path through the legal area of things. And you can probably reach out to them. You can Google it. You can, go ask them.
mhm,
And usually they're free and they'll walk you through stuff to help you with your business. But also, if you have a local chamber of commerce, go join them, talk to them, and they have people usually that you can talk to. They may have lawyers part of the chamber of commerce, and they may be able to help you out, and you can ask them questions, and you can figure out, hey, is it worth it? Plus, you build bridges with other small businesses in the area. They may say, hey, you know what? I need a DJ because I'm having my 10th year anniversary for my hot dog stand. I want you to come DJ at my hot dog stand. You never know.
yeah, true. That's very true. All right, so number 7. What are you all using to handle some requests? I have two options, but I use the old school one. One, pen and paper, and well, pen and paper, and also my MC. And the second one is no sonrequest.com. I can use that too, but I've only used it once, and not a lot of people like were willing to pull out their phone and use the app, so they just write it down on a piece of paper and they give it to me. What do you use? Well,
A ruler, smack
roll it.
them on their heads, like in Sunday school. No. I have, yeah. I'm Catholic. I went through CCD because I went to public school. So I'm the public. So because I went to a public school, I had to go through CCD, and yeah, that was a awakening. I always had respect for the church and stuff, but I got my knuckles smacked the first week, so I know what it's like getting smacked. So I don't want to smack no one. But the way I do requests, usually we set up we have our own high boy, we have our own black tablecloth, we have a little light up sign, and we set it up off to the side. People go up to it. It has a clipboard, it has sheets of paper on it that we pre-printed. It says artist, his song name, with a stack of pens, a little hand sanitizer, 2 cups for the pens, or one's for new, one for used. People can write down the songs, and after a while, you're myself, Tracy, if we have our employees, they'll go over so often and grab the sheets. I probably have an average wedding, maybe 8 or 9 sheets of requests, and usually it's either 3/4 way full or all the way full until like the last sheet or two. Then you have like 3 or 4 songs on it, but in the beginning, especially Cocktail, people hear stuff. And the cool thing with that, because I do Cocktail live, I grab those sheets, I look at it and see there's something I could throw in for Cocktail. Because someone asked for a song that like a Frank Sinatra song, which is good. There's nothing wrong with Frank Sinatra, but is it going to work good in a dance floor? It could, but it also could not be the crowd for it, and it could work better at dinner or cocktail. So I'll look at stuff and see if I could throw something in there, or hey, you know what? There are people are requesting this song. Do I have this in my repertoire? Do I have it? No, I don't. Why do I not have this? I might not look at the charts right. So it's one of the things that could help you. Is it to rely on? No. Plus, people are requesting songs to do not playlists. Hey, I can't play. I can't play. Cardi B. I can't play this or I can't play that because the bride and groom don't want that. So use it as a tool, not as a rule.
I feel like with pen and paper, it like you said, it's a win-win because one, you have a record of all the songs, and maybe you don't have one of those songs. You're like, hey, why don't I have this song? I need to get it, And then you have a record of the songs. Another thing is with those song requests, it can guide you or steer you towards how your night is going to look based on what they like. So it's a great option to have pen and paper, and the way you do it with a whole bunch of pens, hand sanitizer. It's calling people to go and like, please give me some requests. So I think that's fine. That's really fine. The only problem with that, and it happened to me, it happened to us, is that it gets to a point that sometimes you can't read their handwriting, and they're just like chicken scratch. And I mean, my handwriting is horrible. It's literally a whole bunch of U's, and I think only myself and my wife can understand my writing. But it's not good. So that's the only iffy part about it. And for that, maybe I don't know. Sometimes it's better to just go out to the person and hey, can you play this song instead of writing.
I always like when they write down song lyrics, and it's one of the things that it's fun, especially can you play the Apple Bottom Jeans song? Okay.
You know that sometimes that happens to me, and then since I don't know the name of the song, I'm like singing the song in my head, like Apple Bottom Jeans. Oh, okay, low. So it happens to me. Smiley says he writes it down too, so he old school. Do any of y'all play rock and roll? We played them during party, and people go wild with them for sure. I do, but it depends. For at least for me, it depends on my crowd. Not that often, but especially when I did oh my god, I love this type of parties. When I do back to the 70s, or like I did a 1920s theme party, like it's so crazy how the music back then is so fun. Like if you really listen to the music back then is so nice, so fun to play. And it's really cool. You would think like, what is this, right? But it's really fun. And rock and roll, it's so danceable. Oh my god, rock and roll is so fun to dance, man. I love dancing rock and roll. I love it. I ain't gonna lie. Tim says the popular song request I had is bachata or cumbia or norteñas. See, yeah, that's the thing. That's very generic. Sometimes they're like, "Oh, can you play bachata?" And then you play a song, and they're like, "Oh, but not this type." Then say what specifically. I want bachata dominicana, which are faster paced bachatas. Or I want Romeo Santos. I'd rather you tell me I want Romeo Santos than just saying bachata, because then bachata is a whole genre. I can choose any song I want. And then you're gonna be like, oh no, not this type. Like you gotta be as specific as you can. It's one of those things. Like the more specific you are, the easier you make it for us, and the easier for us to please you. We played them for wedding, quinceañera, graduation. People love it for sure. No rompas más mi pobre corazón y payaso de rodeo too. We still play it. Yeah, those are very, very big. Mexican community. Those are really, really big.
Okay. The last song there, Del Reyes. I can't even say it right. Yeah, Del Rodeo.
Yeah,
that right there is that right there is always amazing when I see people know how to do the dance. It's kind of like when you see someone knows how to do wobble or cha-cha slide or cubit shuffle, any of those special dances like that, and you see them out there, and the music starts slow, and they're walking around, and they start getting into it, and they start dancing, twirling. That is just amazing when I see that stuff, and I love doing that, especially again with the people that know how to do it. It's an awesome song.
Yeah. Smiley said that Chinchillin for sure. Those two always go together. Yeah, I mean, those are Mexican line dances. Legit. They're Mexican line dances. It's kind of funny. We throw people with payaso de rodeo. Yeah, once you figure out a flow, then you can start messing around with the crowd too. And sometimes they love it, sometimes they hate it. So it's a Evie. Number 8. How would you go about charging for an event where everything is provided by the venue? You just gotta show up with your controller. What do you do in that case? You decline?
Yeah, sound and stuff like that. I do a lot of investigation. It's still, what is your time worth? There's I'm not going to do a whole entire story, but basically the story is, guys, there's a ship that has a problem with an engine. Big, huge ship. The engines are ginormous, big, huge diesel engines, big freighter. And they're having a problem with the engine. They have all these guys come in. They get a hold of the specialist. He comes in, opens up his toolbox, grabs a hammer, bangs on the part of the engine, just one tap. Engine runs perfect all of a sudden. Puts the hammer away, hands a bill of $10,000. Guy goes up to him and goes, well, you just hit a hammer. The hammer's like, $10 at Home Depot. He goes, yeah. He goes, here's on the invoice. Hammer, $10. Knowing where to hit it at, that's the rest. And that's the thing, is that what is your expertise worth? What is your mind? The equipment is part of it, and you need to do due diligence and talk to the venue, because some places say, hey, we have sound. It's speakers in the ceiling. The speakers like go to a retail store. I actually seen that a DJ walk into a venue they were setting up at, and he thought the place had its own sound system controller. Or he just walked in with his laptop. That was it. And this is the thing, that you're not doing due diligence. Ask questions, talk to the venue. What kind of sound do they have? Look on Google Maps. People put pictures up all the time. You can do 360 views and stuff like that. Look around the venue, see what's there. If you're seeing it's not really great equipment, thank you, but no, thank you. I have my own equipment. I appreciate it.
Okay, so in the case that the equipment is perfect, is whatever you play with.
Still the same price. My expertise.
Okay, so to you is whatever I charge usually, with or without my equipment. That's what. Okay, good. I think the same. It's not about playing the music. It's who's playing it. Your experience. All of it. It doesn't matter whether you're taking equipment or the equipment's already there, because that's just an addition to you. You can have all the equipment, but if you're not there, who's gonna play it? So, to me too, I charge the same with or without my equipment. I might go a little like $100 less, maybe, but that's it. But I almost charge almost the same. Number 9. What is the most professional way to decline an offer because it's not going to pay you, but instead you get exposure? Or when is it okay to do free events? Okay, so I'm guessing, I'm pretty sure you got this type of inquiries. Hey, we having a event here, let's say a Unity event, and we're not gonna pay you, but you're gonna get a lot of exposure from 200 people that are showing up. Will you do it? Or so would you do it, or how do you professionally decline?
So when I ask about free events, is it a charity is asking for help with their event? So it's a charity that I support, or something I want to help, like a cancer charity or something like that, that's near and dear. Okay, fine, great. I try to do something at least once a year that is charitable. Try to help someone out, try and do something. I feel that a business owner, you should give back to the local community as much as you possibly can afford. Someone just saying, "Hey, you're getting a ton of exposure," and I hear this from for clubs and bar DJs and stuff like that. No, because that doesn't pay bills. And the way you could do it is say, "I'm sorry, I, I have something going on that night. I thought I was open. I'm not open. I actually looked at my book, or I looked at my computer, or I looked at my phone. Yeah, unfortunately I'm booked that night. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the offer. Keep me in mind for next time."
That's nice. But as I know, I bring my own equipment and I know how to work it, and I don't want any problems the day of the event. Okay, that's for the question. Chin says, don't forget about clubs too. Yeah, they do that too. I will say that you are already booked for that day. Time is money. Yep, time is
That's
money.
very true.
The I guess for me, I would just be like at this time, I'm not that like I'm not available to like my mi herencia mexicana said. I would just say I'm busy. I don't and like you, if it's something like something with cancer or one of those charity work, then I wouldn't mind. But if it's something like a community park or whatever, like my community is doing an event and they just want me to DJ for exposure. Exposure doesn't
Well,
feed me.
but again, that's something you can say, "Hey, I'm helping my local municipality out, my village, town, whatever it is. Hey, I'm gonna go." Like we have our fest the week after 4th of July. If they came to me and said, "Hey, would you DJ our fest one night for 2 hours? Just bring your stuff up there and do it. You're not gonna get any money." Okay, fine, great. It's a couple blocks away from me. It's giving back to the local community. I don't have a problem with that. But if it's something that, hey, you know what? I own this car lot and I'm having a festival on Saturday for car sales, and then I'm a barbecue and stuff like that. And I want you to come DJ at my car lot. All these people are going to come through the car lot and buy tons of cars, but you're going to get tons of exposure. No, again, it's to me, giving back to local community through that. That's one thing. Like, it was a veterans event or something like that. Okay, fine. But if it's something, it's a company or a business, come on now. I'm a business too. I got bills to pay, just like you do.
Okay, yeah. So we think the same. We do help. Smiley says we do help charity events every now and then, and we do at least 2 or 4 a year, like something small, 4 hours and 2 speakers. We
Yeah,
we have
it makes you feel
paid
good.
gigs after that. Those charity events. Yeah. So, see those types when like charity work, it's fine. But like what Buddy says, when it's another business that's just trying to give free work for exposure, no, because you gotta make money just like I have to make money. So I I think the same. With strip clubs, all right, Chen. I do. I do. They already have sound equipment. The problem is I don't use their equipment. I use my equipment for strip clubs. Oh wow. Okay, I've never did a strip club, so I don't know how that works. It'll be nice to DJ one. I don't know if my wife will let me do it.
I don't know. Do you really want a DJ strip club?
I
Because
don't know. Never done it for the
I've
experience.
heard a
Maybe.
lot of stories from guys who DJ
Really?
strip clubs, and again, you don't sample the merchandise. That's the only thing I can say.
You know what? That might be a good topic for another video.
Don't sample the merchandise. Don't no free samples. It's strip club.
Oh man, if a band and I think we talked about this one in a previous show. If a band or mariachi group wants to use your equipment, should you allow them to? Do you charge extra for it? If so, how will you word it to the client? For me, and thanks to Buddy, because I didn't think about this before until we mentioned it with Shay, and then he said that he has a clause in his contract. I included that a clause in my contract about that. So before I didn't have any clause or anything like that, and but I would tell them that I do not allow anyone to plug into my, especially a band, to plug into my equipment. No, I don't. It's on my contract that no one is allowed to put in unless it's previously discussed, and obviously it's an app charge. So I talked to them before, not during the event and not after to charge them, but it's before and it's on my contract now, so I'm safe. And buddy, go ahead, man. I know you. I'm pretty much the same thing, I guess now, but I learned that from you. So
there's I had no problem doing. I do a lot of music with bands, string quartets. It's at weddings or at the ceremony. There someone's got an acoustic guitar and I want to strum acoustic guitar. If you got a few moments afterwards, Diego, I got a video I could show you of sound we're doing at a gig, and very simple setup. I still charge a fee because that's my expertise. I still have to EQ. I still have to set everything. I've done multiple instruments. I have the equipment. I have the special microphones. I go that right there. I go to a separate EQ. I mean, not separate EQ, separate mixer, and that mixer is then tied into the speakers directly. So that way, I'm running it separate from my controller, because then I'm doing sound tech, and I want stuff to sound good. So yeah, would I run a separate mixer by itself? Sure. By running, the only thing I'm running in there is instruments and microphones for those instruments. And it's if I'm doing all that work and stuff like that, you should be charging a fee for that. So even I've done mariachi bands coming in and they just want a microphone to sing into. Not a problem. More than glad to give you a Sennheiser microphone. It's a wireless microphone. Go ahead, sing into it to your heart's content. And I did a couple. Before I do that, I tell the couple, there's a charge for this. It's $300 minimum charge for that. Okay. Just to let you know. And they're like, yeah, go ahead, do it. Because again, I'm teching the sound. So now I'm going from DJing to a whole nother hat and making sure that singer, whoever it is, sounds really good. And actually the last mariachi band I dealt with, he saw me, oh my God, you got the good speakers and a good microphone. He's like, afterwards, he always tells me the same thing. I sound so good with you. What magic do you do? I'm like, I just listen to your voice and make you sound good.
Yeah.
That goes back to that thing with the engine thing with the hammer. You have expertise, you have equipment, you have vested, you're professional. You charge just like if a plumber had to do something in your house and all of a sudden he sees a leak somewhere else. He's not going to fix that leak for free unless it's like tighten a nut. If he's got to replace parts and stuff like time material. Yeah. Same thing.
Right. So my Herencia Mexicana say, yes, I allow them to use the equipment. Usually just mic them up, just mariachi, no banda or norteño. Yeah. So again, for me, a mariachi asking for a microphone, that's not a problem because again, we use microphones anyways. But a band, no, they don't.
Even using a microphone, mariachi, again, it's your expertise. You're going through your sound system, your speakers. It's not a bad thing to charge a small fee.
Smiley says we charge for sure. I'll mention it to the client. Usually it is a band of like 3 people. But now when they need all kinds of monitors, band charge up to 200. We add it to the contract for the client to pay. Yeah, see, when it comes to a band, like usually at least the ones that I've worked with, they come with their own equipment. It's rare that they require my equipment stuff because they come with towers. I'm talking about like huge towers of speakers. They dolly them because they can't carry. It's tremendously heavy, and it's humongous. It's humongous setup that they have. So like imagine having it in a two-way speaker on 2 speakers only. Yeah, that don't work. And again, it has to be previously talked because if you're going to allow a band to plug into your stuff, you're definitely gonna need way more equipment than what you were initially prepping for. Which you're gonna be charging way more.
that's why you need to charge appropriately.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
I had to sound couple a bunch of times on my show, and they do sound for bands. If I was doing a setup kind of similar to them with stage monitors, in-ear monitors, running into doing a full tech for a band and running a larger sound system, and again, I have it, so I can do it, no problem. The thing is that, again, the fees go up. You're not talking, $300 like for a microphone. You're talking $2,000 because, again, I'm doing speakers. Now, if I can start getting into flying arrays and renting arrays to fly and
Yeah.
hauling in, double 18 subwoofers, price goes up more. It's one of the things that I don't have a problem doing it. I want to know about beforehand. It's when I get
Correct.
caught off guard. It's like, I got to tell Brian Grimm, hey, you know what? But if you tell me before I'm doing this, this, and this, okay, I could be prepared,
Exactly.
and I can have everything ready for you. And also, this is your charge up front. You know what's going to hit you with. It's not a guess.
Yeah. It's not like, oh, what? Yeah. For a birthday party, they had 3 performers. I charged for every performance that day. MS. You gotta do it. Mariachi and band group are different. Yeah, way different. Also because mariachis, that the trumpets and the thing, they're already loud enough. They don't need to be amplified into a speaker. They're
Just
hella
the
loud.
singer, but
And the singer, yeah, just the singer. They're so loud. They have some deep, nice, refined voice that is crazy. And just put it into a microphone. Whoo! Fire. Friday we had set up early, prepared for Saturday because of mariachi or a band. Oh, okay. Okay, let's hop into the next ones. Okay, doing a birthday party and they want me to hype up the party and do announcements as a beginner. I'm feeling nervous about it. What advice can you share to help me? Look, man, I can't talk much on this because I am not an MC. I don't MC at all. But what I would do is have some kind of like like those cards, what's it
Cue
called? Flash
cards.
cards. Cue cards, flashcards with like, I know that I have to announce the cake. I know I have to announce beverages and food is ready. I know I have to announce the birthday girl. So just have things written down that you can read. At this time, we will be presenting blah blah. Just cheat sheets, kind of codes to until you are 100% ready to just free flow it. But once you have those cue cards, practice it in front of a mirror, and eventually it's gonna be just muscle memory, and you're just gonna remember and be able to talk. You probably do more NC than I do, so you can go ahead and share some knowledge on this.
Tracy and I split MC work, so we actually use cue cards. So it's one of the things that, to hype yourself up, you want to speak naturally. You want to speak with authority. You want to speak with pleasure in your voice. People can hear. Smile before you talk. It's one of the things that I guess I got easy because I worked in sales and in management for many years and had to learn to talk to people. And when you're talking to a large amount of people, doesn't matter it's 10 people or 200 people or 2,000 people, you have to understand, yeah, you're going to make mistakes. Things are going to happen. You may mispronounce something. I have overcome a lot in my life with speech and stuff like that. I mispronounce things. I'm human. I make mistakes. And it's how you recover from those mistakes. You're going to stumble. You're going to falter. It happens. It happens to the best. It happens to people even doing it all the time. That's why a lot of the announcements, like for the Academy Awards, a lot of those announcements are pre-recorded because they want to make sure they have a couple of recordings of it, and they pick the best of 3, 4, 10 recordings, wherever it is. It's very hard and difficult when you're doing it live and you're doing it right there and then. But all you got to do is throw yourself into it, but practice beforehand.
Yeah.
Practice.
La Herencia Mexicana has
Violence need mics.
very violent, but he has a very, he or she, I don't know, has a very good advice. Have a tequila. for the nervousness.
No, don't drink. Do not drink.
I
Don't
I
drink.
don't I don't drink at all, so I'm alcohol free, so I don't
Yeah,
have that problem. But
don't
if
drink
you,
because drinking does a lot of things. One of the things it does, it dilates your blood vessels, and you actually get flushed very quickly. So your face looks red. So now people are going to pay attention. Why is this guy's face red or this girl's face red? So you don't want to drink. That's one of the worst things to do. Now, having some water or a soft drink, sure, no problem. You want to wet your whistle with that, but adult beverages, no. And especially you're working. I don't
he
know
did
any
say
profession that you can drink at a job.
he did say JK, so we'll give it to him. But it's a good one, good funny one. Random. Last week I didn't go DJ because people paying were my cousin and my wife and his wife. I got into a fight with my cousin like 15 years ago, and we don't get along still. So my homie had to DJ alone. Oh wow. Oh wow. Great. That's crazy. That's crazy. But I feel you, man. You gotta stand your ground. So it's all good. I feel more comfortable speaking in English for sure, even though I'm fluent in Spanish. Yeah, there's like so Pee Wee feels more comfortable in English than Spanish, but he can speak both. He's just more comfortable. Like I want to say like 100% English, 95, 96% Spanish. But you always have some somewhat to be comfortable with one or the other. Like for me, I guess it's the opposite. I don't even think I'm comfortable in Spanish or English.
So here is a here is a movie reference here, and I'll give bonus points to whoever can name the movie it's from. But in the movie, the hero character, is trying to get away from people shooting at him, and he has another person with him. She is behind him, speaking in a language that he does not know, and he goes, "Lady, I only speak English and bad English." So I try and do that myself, speak English and bad English. So that's my two languages I'm fluent in.
Is that
But if someone gets
Deadpool?
the movie reference,
The
tell me
Deadpool?
what movie it is.
No, not Deadpool.
Someone gives me a vodka as a present.
Yeah.
That's great. But if they're gifting you a bottle of it, you put it to the side, take it home and enjoy it. They're gifting you there at the event. Hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Just put it off to the side. It sounds bad, but the other part also you have to look at, and this is also told me about my insurance agent, if something should happen and someone's injured and they ask you, did you have alcohol? They may ask for a test, and you have to have no alcohol in your system, because if you have alcohol in your system, they could say that you were impaired at the time. They're not going to cover you for insurance. Red wine, doesn't matter. Red wine, white wine, anything alcohol, any adult beverage. Again, you're there to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Any
no
any
job I can
color.
think of.
It doesn't matter the color.
Even someone who works at a brewery, it's a brewmaster, they taste the wort, they taste the alcohol, but they're spitting it out. Even in a winery, a sommelier, they're tasting the wine, they're spitting it out, they're not consuming it. So it's one of the things that don't consume alcohol. There you go. Oh, you Googled it, didn't you? You Googled it, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I give him props. He took the time. He took the time.
Right movie.
Yeah.
That is the right movie. Bruce Willis saying that with Lilu behind him, in the cab. They're going down, and the police are after him, shooting him.
Oh wow,
So, yeah.
we're at 123. All right, we'll cut it out. We'll cut it off here. We got to 11, so we'll probably just come back another episode and do the other 9. Yeah,
9.
and we can do the other 9, or I'll just add a few more. I'm pretty sure, and then we can just do another 10 or 11. So yeah, we'll just cut it over here. Let's just see what he says. Smiley said, "I seen a video of the assistant of a popular DJ on YouTube. The assistant was gone drunk." I seen a couple of those live. I thought it was a new Batman adventure. I thought it was Deadpool, but
See,
it kind of got it.
references.
Yeah. But all right, guys, we'll cut it off right now. Thank you very much for showing up. All your comments. Welcome to the new ones, and we'll see you on the next one. All right, you have a good one. Peace. Say bye, buddy. Like, bye.
Bye. I said I salute.